Hey, come see us on tour. We'll be in Duluth, Georgia, right outside of Atlanta, Jacksonville, Florida, Tempe, Arizona, and Burbank, California. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for those tickets.
So Max Blumenthal, so this is Kenan Thompson from SNL, and apparently he was on stage yucking it up, and he's at the Democratic National Convention. And so he's there to lend his celebrity and his talents to the Democratic Party and Kamala Harris, who is funding a genocide. And has been for the last almost 2 years, is it? Is that how long? Or a year? How long has it been? A year almost. And hasn't done anything for anybody. But so Max Blumenthal asked him some questions like, hey, why don't you use your celebrity to help influence policy? Why don't you go join the protesters? What are you doing in here? So watch this.
Blumenthal, the Grayzone. Any comment about all the young people protesting? Any comment? No,
Thank you.
No comment about all the young people protesting Israel's genocide outside who are your fans? No comment.
Should the Biden Harris should they stop the genocide or no?
I mean, is it weird to provide comic relief to an administration that's shipping bombs to a genocide? Is that weird? I'm a reporter.
Movement, bro. Like, why are you downing what they're trying to do here?
What a... Why are you downing what they're trying to do here? Well, because they're actually funding a genocide, right? A slaughter of people in Gaza. I know some people like to call it a genocide, like to quibble. So we'll call it an ethnic cleansing. Sounds nicer. Sounds like they're cleaning them. So, dude, why are you downing what they're doing here? Because he's a reporter and he's supposed to be critical. And you're just a tool of the establishment. But watch, it gets better.
Because they're downing tens of thousands of lives in Gaza. They just sent $20 billion to Israel for weapons. So the question is, what are you doing here, providing comic relief to an administration that won't
I'm doing my part as a citizen,
stop.
dude. It's not about comic relief. It's about real talk.
So what do you think? So let's have real talk.
We all know, like,
a word of support for all the young people protesting
we all
outside?
know that those issues are terrible. That's not what's up for discussion up here.
It's not for discussion.
Of course it is. But we've discussed it a million times already.
And what have you done about it? But he's just talking now. He's just talking. That's not up for discussion up there. And Max goes, that's not up for discussion. He goes, oh, of course it is. But we've discussed it a million times already. Yeah, and did you make any progress? No. So we just forget about it.
So what about doing something about it? What about doing something?
You know what I'm saying? What can I do about it? Except for vote against it.
What can I do about it except for vote against it? Well, you're doing the exact opposite. Right now, you're here telling people to vote for it because that's who's doing it. It's not Donald Trump. It's Joe Biden and Kamala Harris right now. And they've rejected any idea of an arms embargo, which would end the war like that.
You get in the room with them. I don't. Kamala won't even get an interview. Why won't you ask her to stop sending the bombs?
I'm not in the room with her, bro. I hear you.
You have influence. I don't.
Like I'm a politician. Of course I got influence. But it's not on that.
She's using celebrities as cover.
Of course we speak out over anything that's like detrimental.
So will you speak out about the genocide?
Doesn't really sound like you're speaking out about it, does it? Of course we speak out about it. Are you doing it right now? You're upset with the guy asking you to do that very thing. Max Blumenthal is asking you to speak out about it and use your influence. And you're upset with him. You're confronting him like he's some kind of asshole.
In Gaza.
You know what I mean? Like that's
Israel killed 100 people.
We're gonna have to go.
Everybody's trying to like stop all this.
Okay.
You see, I'm still standing here, right?
Yeah. Okay.
All right, so stop trying to play me out.
We're gonna have to go this way.
So you just stood on stage with an administration.
I have.
So you'll commit to demanding that the Democrats impose an arms embargo on Israel?
Just ask Kamala. I don't get in the room with her. She won't talk to the media. She won't even give us a question. Celebrities. But you're getting political on stage and you won't answer questions.
I answered the question. What else?
Do you support the Biden administration's policy on shipping $20 billion in heavy weapons to Israel? Why is that not an issue for you guys?
It's not violence on anybody, bro.
Will you take a stand?
Why don't you stand with the young people outside? You have so much more influence than us. You can save lives.
I do my part, but at the same time, I'm not a policymaker.
What we're asking you is for you to try to influence.
And I've said it already several times.
Instead of being co-opted by the empire, stand with the young people outside.
And y'all keep asking me the same question. So, like, I'm asking you, why do y'all keep asking me the same question?
Because the celebrities
what are
will
you
not
doing?
speak.
Just hold cameras in people's faces?
Exactly, I'm a journalist.
Yeah, right.
I don't get in the room with Kamala. Kamala won't
How does
speak
that make
to us.
policy? That doesn't make policy.
You should get mad at the people
I'm
carrying
not
out
mad
this
at nobody.
genocide.
I'm mad at
Many
you
of them
trying
are
to
on
act like
stage.
I'm not speaking out against things and
You're
I'm
not.
just a clown out here.
That's
Of
what
course I
celebrities
am,
are
bro.
doing for her.
That's not
You're
what
not
celebrities
demanding
are doing
anything
for
as a
nothing.
price for you to be on stage.
Come on.
The Grayzone.
Who?
The Grayzone. TheGrayzone.com. My name is Max Blumenthal. Celebrities don't ask for anything to go on stage. All they want is the camera.
Thank you.
Hey, I'm allowed to ask questions.
That's exactly right. You don't ask for, and just like Bernie Sanders, you don't ask for anything in return for your support. Nothing. Power concedes nothing without a demand. And that's a guy, he just wants the camera. He just wants to be on stage at the DNC, and he shrouds it in, look, I'm doing my part as a citizen. This is not your part. Your part should be out there with the protesters, trying to get your government to do something better. Not in here propping up corporate whores and genociders. But that's what he's doing. And Max is 100% right. Celebrities don't ask for anything. Nothing. Nothing. There was George Clooney and Jimmy Kimmel sitting on stage at a fundraiser for Joe Biden, the genocider Joe. Did they ask him to do anything? No. You know what they did ask him to? Step down and let a younger, blacker person do a genocide. That makes it better. And I've been to these protests here this week, these Palestinian protests, and I've asked people, why don't you think the protests are bigger? Because they're not as big as they should be, A. Do you know that Chicago has the biggest population of Palestinians in the country, and they're holding their convention here? It's like they're putting it right in their face. Hey, the people who are funding that genocide of your people, they're going to have a big party, and this whole city's going to shut down for them. So that was kind of amazing. That was great work by Max. Max has actually, he found a spot in some kind of hallway that I have to go find today, where the bigwigs walk by. And so I guess he got Schumer, he got Wolf Blitzer, he got somebody else. The only people I saw yesterday was I think I saw what's his name from the CNN guy who got fired. You saw what? I saw that pollster Frank Luntz, and he was talking to Don Lemon. And so I was waiting for them to stop talking because they were like doing an interview, and then I was going to go up to Don Lemon and say, hey, you still think ivermectin is horse paste? You ever want to apologize for that? But they never stopped talking. But I did walk in on Joyanne Reed. She was doing a live shot, and people grabbed me. She's on TV live. And I'm like, what? I'm just like walking. I'm walking right in her shot, but my microphone wasn't working. We finally figured it out. So like the first, I don't know, 30 minutes, I was inside the hall. My microphone wasn't working. And then we finally figured it out, and we got it working. And so I had about 20 minutes. And then I interviewed some people who were pro-Ukraine protesters. And I'm going to drop that video coming up today. And they had no idea what they were protesting. They had no idea. They don't know anything about the war. They don't know anything about anything. But anyway, that was great.
Hey, come see us on tour. We'll be in Duluth, Georgia, right outside of Atlanta, Jacksonville, Florida, Tempe, Arizona, and Burbank, California. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for those tickets.